Hey, welcome everyone to the I'll Be Living Life podcast. If you like the content, kindly support me by hitting the subscribe, like, and notification buttons. Today's special guest, again, is MFJ. He's my hiking buddy, so we're here to talk about hikes, and hopefully some local people that haven't done these hikes can actually go on them, or people that visit Vancouver area will know, by our pictures and by us talking about it, we can kind of promote some of the local hikes and what's good, what's not so good. And not only do I want to help promote talented artists and talented photographers and businesses out there and bring an awareness on stuff, I do also want to talk about my hikes and how much we enjoy them. So, hey, welcome to the show, MFJ.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Al. Thanks for having me. I wouldn't be going to any of these hikes without you, seriously. And thank you so much for
you're welcome,
dragging my ass out.
Thanks for joining me. It's fun. Awesome. Yeah. So we're going to talk about one we did a couple weeks ago. We actually were pretty, we're ambitious that day, I guess. So because we went pretty early and I knew we were going to head out east. So I wanted to do all these short little hikes and get them all done. Since we're all in one area, I figure we can hit Mount Thom. And then after Mount Thom, we were going to do Bridal Falls and then Othello Tunnels. And then after the Othello Tunnels, we hit the Ladner Creek Trestle. So we'll start with the first one. So we went out to Mount Thom, but we decided not to do the longer version. We decided to do the shorter version, which is only about 40 minutes. It's about 20 minutes to the top and 20 minutes back, but you get this really nice view of Chilliwack, right?
Yep.
And it was
the city down there and all the residents.
Yep. And it's pretty high up, actually, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was quite impressed on what you can see because, that's where the beginning of the long hike is. Mm-hmm. And then we just drove all the way around the mountain to the shorter path. Yeah. And it was a beautiful view.
Yeah, the longer hike is about 2 hours and change, where the shorter one is only 45 minutes. So we wanted to do a bunch of things that day since we know it's a little bit further out for us. So it takes about an hour and a half to get there. So that's why we were saying let's just hit do the shorter version of it. But it was well worth it, honestly. It was the great view. You get to see a lake and you get to see the city of Chilliwack, and it was a clear day. There's actually 2 vantage points, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one had some of the trees and bushes that were in the way.
And that's the very top one,
Yeah. And then there was one that we walked for just a little bit ways down. Yeah. And we just had to position ourselves, and it was a lot clearer.
Yeah, there was like nothing in front of us. So that was well worth it, and we'll be posting up our pictures. And that shorter version of the hike was easy. It wasn't that hard, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then
easy, 20 minutes, I think?
20 there, 20 back. But
yeah.
I love doing days like that so we can get a lot of pictures in, and we definitely did for that day. So then after Mount Thom, we decided to go back on the highway, and then we hit Bridal Falls, right? Bridal Veil Falls. Yep. There was a lot of water there that day, so it was really, really good because usually it's a slow trickle down those falls, but the slow trickle is amazing to see because you could actually see drops of water coming down, and it's pretty cool. But the more water this time, it gave for a pretty cool view, and there was like a nice sun in the top there, so it kind of made it look really nice. Plus the little creeks that it kind of fell off, the runoffs, those were really neat, eh?
Yeah, on the way there, it was like 15 minutes to the falls, and along the way, it's like, oh, great, look at this. There's a nice little creek. We took some pictures of that. Yeah. And that turned out really nice. I like that.
Actually, you're right. I think the creek looked nicer than the falls.
The falls were very overwhelming and so majestic and powerful, but I don't know how to describe it. It was very different in contrast in terms of the creek version and what you see, the immense waterfall that you see when we're just standing there, right? At Bridal Falls. And so,
what'd you like about that? Did you like the creeks more, or did you like just
the creeks? Really were. There's a certain tranquility about it.
Yep.
When we were taking the pictures, and then as you get closer, you could hear the falls coming down as we get closer, and the roar of the water. And all the spraying that happened right, when you got really close to it.
Yeah.
You weren't drenched or soaked like
Brandywine.
Yeah, brandy and wine. That was nuts. But still, there was a good amount of spray from the falls. I got a photo of you in here that we had taken. And you're quickly getting yourself out of that area.
Yeah.
Because you're getting soaked.
Yeah, but this one you're right, because if you stand off to the side, you don't really get that wet. Of course, you got to break over their boundaries a little bit to get closer to the Bridal Falls. And a lot of people do try to be safe about it because it is slippery, and some parts are a little bit steeper than others. But as long as you kind of do a little bit of getting down low and stuff, you should be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, just don't act like an idiot up there, and you won't fall. Right? You gotta take precautions and all that. So I really like that hike. It's really short. I think it only takes about, again, maybe 15-20 minutes to get there, and 15-20 minutes to get back. But it is a little bit of an uphill here and there. I think the runoffs were really nice. I haven't posted a picture of the runoffs yet, but I will. I felt that those were kind of majestic looking more than the falls. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
The waterfall was, I'd say, it would do its justice if you took the video.
Yeah.
By taking a video of the waterfall,
Mm-hmm.
you can see the immense power and the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
Yeah.
When you see the video. But for photos, I actually prefer the small little
runoffs,
creeks and runoffs in the streams.
Yeah.
Those look really nice.
Yeah, especially with the sun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the shadowing.
Yeah.
And the shades.
And the haze.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then after that, we decided to go to Othello Tunnels.
Yes.
And actually, before Othello Tunnels, you can actually pull off into another falls called the Flood Falls in Hope. That one's pretty nice too. It's a short little walk. It's about 15, which I should have brought you along as well, but we'll do it some other day when we head out that way again. That one is actually pretty amazing too when the water levels are higher than norm, like after a nice rain or whatever. But
You're right.
we didn't really have time, so we went to Othello. And Othello's, we tried to go once before, but it was closed.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I've been there a few times myself, and I thought every time I've been there, I thought it's pretty cool. So I was like, no, I gotta take MFJ there. And when we got there, you go through these old train tunnels, right? You can talk a little bit about that.
He de-virginized me because I've never been there. So thank you so much. And I've heard about them.
Yeah.
First, just walking towards the tunnels, you don't see it. You just see the river off to the side.
And the path,
Yeah, it's like beautiful blue water.
Yes.
Right? And on your way there, then eventually you see the tunnel, and you have a little historical plaque there with pictures about the history of the Othello Tunnels. And it's a great read. I highly recommend you to stand there and read when you have the time, because it tells you a lot of history about the tunnels and how it was built. And then the first tunnel, it was dark.
Yeah.
It was really dark. I wasn't expecting that. And as you walk through, you feel how cold it is. The temperature drops.
Yes.
And it was so cold and so dark that as you're walking, you can't even see what you're stepping on.
No.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I tried using my my cell phone light, and that didn't really do justice.
No.
I think I saw some kids, they had one of those giant flashlights, like a floodlight.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at the walls and the rocks and the texture. That was pretty cute to see.
But it's pretty cool feeling, eh, when you're walking through there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how high it is, and it's kind of cliche, but you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So, and you come on out, and you see how high these walls are. Immensely high. And you just look straight up and you go, wow. They carved all this stuff.
Yep.
And then off to the side, you see, because of how much rain we had that week, you see all this, how powerful the waters are just flowing through the river.
Because it's quite amazing. Rapids, right? It's almost like rapids and a bit of a waterfall, too.
Yeah. It's like, don't want to fall in there.
No.
You'll never come up.
No. But it is pretty cool. It's a great experience. If you haven't done it before and you live locally, you got to get out there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's safe, thank goodness, unless you're going to be really stupid and try to walk along the edge, which never do.
And it's not challenging at all because it's flat.
No.
It's flat all the way.
And along the way, they have those plaques that describe the history of the tunnel, as well as the bridge construction and the men working on it, and also the railroad itself. So that was kind of a nice little history of BC.
And I don't remember, but I think it's about 4 or 5 of these tunnels. I think not just one or two, but I think there's 4 or 5. Do you remember?
I think there was 3. I think there was 3.
There's only 3?
The first one was really, really dark.
Yep.
Then it went into that really high
yeah, maybe you're right.
wall.
3 or 4.
Then we went to another one.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was 2 short ones.
Yeah. And
so,
then
yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think there may have been 4.
There were 3 or 4, yeah. But it's pretty cool. So if you haven't done it before, I would suggest, I highly recommend it, especially for pictures. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of, there's some nice views of the mountain and the waters, and the tunnels itself is pretty amazing too. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all about the tunnels.
It's all about the tunnels. And then after that, we decided to do Ladner Creek Trestle, which is about another, I would say, maybe 20 minutes away from there, drive. Mm-hmm. And we drove out there. It's a little tricky to get to because you got to pass the Ladner Creek Bridge, I guess, or on the highway. And then as soon as you do that, you got to make a U-turn. And then when you come back, right before you reach the bridge, there's a pull-off to the right side. And then you pull off and you park your car. And then you do the steep climb, right?
Oh, God, that was... when you said it's a bit of a steep climb.
Yeah.
So
prepare yourself.
And once again, we're not in the best shape.
No.
So that was
and we get up there, but then there was nobody around, right? So
yes.
Normally when I do this hike, and it's another short one where it takes you maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes or 20 minutes to get in there, and then same coming back out. But right. I've done this hike before, and when I got to the bridge, there was always like 10 people around. But this time when we went, we were literally the only 3 people that were there, right?
Yeah.
And
it looked like the path wasn't being used that much.
No, because webs were all over the place.
Yeah.
But then when we got there, we took a nice picture of the tunnel. You first see a blown out tunnel, and there's graffiti all over it, which I posted on Instagram as well. But I think it's kind of pretty of a neat look there.
It was spooky for me, but it's still kind of cool to see the tunnel there.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was filled in.
I think because the bridge was, the trestle was kind of rotting away, so I don't think they wanted anybody to go through, right?
Yeah.
So all these hikers then created this up and over business of this tunnel. And that is a little bit treacherous as well. And,
yeah.
And then you have to kind of lean your body on one side just to get down, because if you fall on the other side, you're definitely going to hurt yourself. Then you go through the sloped area because there's a little path to get to the trestle. And if you fall off that, you're done. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like basically, if you slip on that little path and decide to fall to your left, you're done.
You just roll down the hill and say, bye, James.
And plunge to your death. And then, and the same comes when you're going back the other direction. And that's why I do not recommend this hike on any wet days. It's because it's just too slippery. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And when you get to the other side, before you would get a nice view of the trestle, you could actually stand on the trestle, which I never recommended anyone to do. I would like to take the pictures just like before you reach the trestle, but now they actually put fencing there.
Yes. Yeah. And I didn't, because it's my first time there, I didn't know what the big deal was about.
Yeah.
And
but there was a fire. Yeah, there was a fire a couple years ago too. So there used to be a lot more wood and planks there. And I know some pretty brave souls, or I don't know if you want to call them brave or stupid, but they actually went, halfway to the end, or even to the middle and back. And I would say that's insane, because if you fall, you're done again. I even saw a video of somebody doing it on YouTube, and they're not scared of heights or anything like that, but they even said, whoa, like I felt vertigo there. And they went down on their knees and actually crawled back, because you never know when it could hit you, right? It just happens. So I wouldn't take those chances just for an extra picture or two. That's not me.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No.
Yep. One slip and that's it.
So what do you think about those hikes that day, like all 4?
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely. I guess it's because of the fact that when we went that weekend, I think during the week it had rained.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of runoff.
Yeah.
And so it created a lot more water flow throughout the hikes that we went to. So that was pretty cool. And we were able to get some really good shots. And plus the weather was really nice. We had some clouds and blue skies. So
Yep.
and it didn't look there wasn't any haze that day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we were able to get some really good pictures. And once again, me not really discovering our province that well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's our next door neighbor. We could just drive there, a couple hours,
Yep.
and you could see the beauty that and the history that we have here in BC.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And yeah, you
Oh,
can
yeah, so-
you can do it all in like all 4 hikes in one day if you spend some
Yeah.
time out there. And literally, like I said, it doesn't take that long. I mean, it did feel long because we did 4 and you could do 3 if you want or whatever. But if you choose to do the long version of Mount Thom, obviously you're not going to get all 4 in. Maybe you'll get like 2 in. But yeah, definitely I recommend all 4. The Trestle now, because there's a fence there really is no point. It's nice to see, maybe not for photos, but it's just nice to kind of look at the trestle. And if you could actually stand on top of the tunnel that they've blown out and actually take a picture from up there as well.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And I didn't even think about doing that.
Yeah, I should have told you
I'll
that
just-
actually. Okay, well, thanks for joining me on the show again.
Yeah, thanks for having me out. There's I know there's a lot more hikes that you know of, and just looking forward to each adventure every time we go.
For sure, man. Okay, that's it for this week. And if you like the content, kindly support me by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. And I hope our talks about these hikes help you find hikes. Anyways, that's it, and we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks.